Good morning, good
Good
afternoon,
morning
good evening, everyone.
from wherever you're beaming in from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you for joining us on
Yes,
another Friday of Spiritual Insights with myself, Adrian, and my beautiful partner, Jay.
yes, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to give us some love, give us some shares. SBTV, of course, being a free resource that can help everyone. So share, 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 you know, share it with anyone and everyone. Everyone can benefit from being a part of SPTV, whether it's today here with us or another day. Share, share, share. And give us some love because we love to receive some love and some joy on this slightly grey and miserable Friday morning. So yeah,
Depending
so
where you're
I'm
from.
well, yes, this is true. Yes, in England here in sunny Surrey, it's not so sunny right now, although it's trying to get out there. So my Friday is jam-packed with lots of fun. So we've got our show today and I'll be running straight on to my in-person meditation group in Lightwater in Surrey. And then hitting the road down to beautiful Kent to see Adrian. Um, so the M25 is shut this weekend where I live, and so I'm making the most of it and taking an extended weekend down at Adrian's. So I'm leaving the children with the grandparents and coming back on Monday after a couple of business meetings. So I'm not
Lovely.
complaining. I love how the
Yep.
universe works.
And I'm not complaining either. It's all good. It's all
What about
good.
you guys? What does your weekend have in store for you?
Yeah. Share
What are
us
your
with
Fridays looking like?
where you're from. What time is it for you where you are? Is it sunny? You're going to make us jealous that you've got lots of sun? No, we don't feel jealous on those sorts of things. So feel free to share with us where you are, what time it is, yeah, the weather. How are you feeling today as well? How are you doing? How's your week been? How's it been? I mean, it's been 2 weeks now since we last saw you.
Yes. How's the last fortnight been? Good morning, Christine Davis. Good
Good
morning.
morning, Christine.
How are
Where are you
you?
from?
Good morning, Regan or Reagan? I'm not sure how to say that. But
It
good
could be
morning.
Reagan. Mm.
Good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, good
Oh,
evening.
Christine's from Caterham. Oh, fantastic. My neck of the woods. I used to live in Old Causden, used to live on Caterham Drive. So, yeah, know that neck of the woods well.
Christine joined us in the VIP. Helen Charlesworth, hello, how are you? Oh, cute kitty.
Oh, yay.
Oh,
We
a
do
little
like the
ginger and a little
kiddies.
black one. Oh, so cute. Hello, hello, how are you today?
Oh,
Um,
Regan, it's raining and grey over there as well in Australia.
in Australia. Oh
That's
no.
unheard of, isn't it? Never heard of that before. You can't be in Australia.
Oh, good. Hello. Hello, Jessica. Jessica Brown. Welcome, welcome. Give us some love. Remember to share, 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 and share again. If people can't see us right now, they'll see us later on, or they'll come back and see someone else on SBTV at the right time for them, the
Yeah.
time that they really need some inspiration, some guidance, just a friendly face.
Yeah.
Good morning, Victoria, beautiful
Yay.
Victoria. Wow,
Hi,
good morning.
Victoria. Good to see you again.
Yeah, lovely to see you. Regan.
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 Okay,
Oh, awesome.
Regan.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yes. Christine knows where you're from. Thanks.
Okay, right. You know that very well. Right. Yeah.
Grey
Great
clouds and raining
clouds.
there with you, Helen. Oh, well, the rain is holding off here, so I'm hopeful for some sunshine. Because you
Yeah,
see,
come on, let's
after my
manifest it.
well,
Let's
you see,
manifest
this is
it.
the thing, because after my meditation groups on a Friday, we go for a nice grounding walk afterwards.
Yeah, you
And
do. Yeah.
even though some mornings it's been grey and rainy, the sun has come out. The sun has come out, and we've been able to go on our walk. Um, so it will happen. The sun will come out, and we'll be able to go on our walk.
Yeah.
Good morning, Rose from Dublin, Ireland. So, will you be celebrating St. Paddy's Day on Sunday? Raising a glass, or just generally, I don't know, wearing a bit of green because I'm originally from Northern Ireland. My son was saying, "Oh, what are we going to do for St. Patrick's Day? We don't really do anything because we don't tend to drink Guinness." Good morning, Carrie.
Carry on. More kiddies.
Yeah. So so yeah. Oh, tornadoes.
Oh, wow.
Oh dear.
Wow. Okay. And
Carrie
Carrie
Ann.
from
Yeah.
Ontario in Canada.
I
Lovely.
remember you from the last time as well, Carrie Ann. And I say Christine, she joined us also on the VIP when we did it a few months ago. Um, I think anyway. And yeah. Good morning, Sarah. Sarah Western. Good morning, good morning. How are you this morning? Is anyone actually celebrating St. Patrick's Day on Sunday? I'm actually really curious to know. And if you've got any plans, I know it's perhaps a little bit bigger in America as well, with the Irish settlers and things there.
Yeah.
Good morning. Hello. Good evening, Julie, perhaps. Good evening with you.
I think it would be, yeah, in Australia. Yeah, it would be the evening, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or early hours of the morning, possibly coming up for. Yeah.
It depends where you are. Yes.
Yeah.
Jessica, you're in England. Awesome.
Fantastic.
So
From Caterham at all? Sorry. Another one from there.
I'm sorry,
Let's
Ken.
get a bit of a group going. Madrula. Hi there, Madrula. Where are you from? Thank you for
Hi.
joining us.
Yeah. Oh, you
Uh,
celebrate there in
right.
Canada. Awesome. So what do you do? Do you put up some banners, drink some Guinness, put something green on? I for sure will wear something green on Sunday. It's just a tradition. And I will, of course, say an Irish blessing. I'm not going to say it now because I'll get it wrong, but I'll say it on Sunday, and for sure I will share that on our page as well. So if you follow us, I will send you all an Irish blessing on Sunday for sure. I
Oh,
love it.
lovely.
I like a nice Irish blessing. So hi Janice. Nice to see you too. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning from Virginia in America. Gypsy. Good morning. Good afternoon? No, good morning.
I
Good
think
morning.
that'll be morning.
Early morning.
Yeah, early morning. America's behind.
Hi,
Yeah.
Francis. Hi from Ireland. Hi, Francis. Yes,
Great.
you joined us before as well. Did you join us? I think you joined us on the VIP too. Mm. Are you from Tipperary kind of region? I think you were from somewhere like that.
How are you remembering
Um,
all of this?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I remember faces, not always names, but it helps when the names come up. So, hi, Claire from Guildford, just around the
Guildford.
corner. So, you'd be welcome, obviously, to come and join any of my meditation groups if you're around. And we have a retreat coming up in April as well. So,
Oh, yes.
with just 4 spaces left.
4
So do
spaces
get in
left.
touch if that's of interest. So that's in Bisley in Surrey. So not too far from Guildford, really.
No, no.
So yeah, so
It's the
get in
other
touch
side of
if that would
Woking.
be of interest. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Um, yeah. Good
And
morning,
Helen.
Helen from Manchester. Good morning. What's the weather like with you? Is the sun trying to come out like here, or what's the weather doing there with you? So now it's time to get on with the show. So do you have any questions for us? Um, anything that you'd like to know more about? So as I mentioned, my audio's gone really quiet. Okay.
So So it seems Jay's just having some issues with the audio. So yeah, if you've got any questions at all, um, are you struggling with anything at the moment? Are you looking at manifesting something, but for whatever reason, it's just not happening? Um, what about also listening to the thoughts? What kind of thoughts are happening for you at the moment? So if there's something that you're looking at manifesting or achieving or bringing into your life, um, are you noticing any resistances? Are you noticing any kind of excuses or giving yourself reasons or justifications for
Is
not
that any
doing
better?
the thing that you want to do?
Sorry,
So
sorry.
you're right there. You okay?
Yeah.
Good. Don't know what. So, yeah, let us know if you've got any questions, any thoughts at all, anything that you'd like to know some more about. Um, Questions about law of attraction, manifestation, and things that you may be struggling with. We've got a nice meditation lined up for you as well for this morning. So I'll be taking you through a nice mindful meditation. It's nice and relaxing. A little bit of a breathing technique as well, just to settle us in. Yeah. So are you right there, darling? You're okay now.
Yes, yes, I think my microphone is back to working. So yes, I and Adrian actually, Adrian, would you like to tell us about a little story about a
Oh,
mini?
I might have a little story to share. Yeah, just a little one. So, so I'm 47, and it was only last year. It was last year that I passed my driving test. I did my knowledge test, and what was it, 97, 98% I got out of that. I think it was one, maybe two questions that I was wrong on. And they were weird questions, I have to say. So I went on and smashed my driving test. And the thing that I've been focusing on manifesting, particularly for the last 2.5 years, really been focusing on that is a mini. Like, I love minis. I absolutely love minis. My family, Jay, will tell you how much I go on, probably too much about minis. But I love them. And so last year, Mini announced a new model. It's their biggest model that they've made to date. It's a new Countryman, and it's an EV. And my eyes popped out of my head when this car was announced. And so I've just been focusing on manifesting that for the last few months. And yesterday I had the call to confirm that the order has been placed. And they actually, so the dealers normally request, they normally have 3 or 4 slots that they dedicate for their showroom to use as showroom vehicles. They're not for public at all. They're vehicles they have in the showroom, just to show the public and use as promotion. But they used one of their slots for me, for my car. It was a pretty emotional visit a few weeks ago, when they told me that Mini had now started the process of like configuring your vehicle. It was a pretty emotional experience, and I think I must have left a lasting impression on them. And within a couple of hours, just the whole world changed, because I had the announcement that they were putting the order through, and that they'd made this change explicitly and specifically for me, which, I mean, I'm indebted to. I'm just so grateful for them doing that. And then in a matter of a couple of hours, I then had the confirmation to come through to say that I had the finance approved. Instant. It was instant. It was 6 o'clock yesterday evening. It's when all the finance companies should be closed, and the guy called me back. We had the call 5 minutes, 10 minutes before to do the application. He said, "Oh, we're not going to get a response tonight. I'll let you know tomorrow." At 5 minutes, this is how quick it happened. It was within 5 minutes, and he called me back. He said, "I can't let you go the rest of the night without knowing this. It's been approved in instant approval." And he'd never seen it happen so quick like that before. And that was a pretty emotional. experience as well. So the mini's going to be arriving at the end of April. I was told the turnaround will be 10 to 12 weeks. It's going to be in about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So I'm just so excited. How I'm controlling myself right now is beyond me.
talk about spontaneous manifestation right there. I mean,
Right.
and it's just fabulous, absolutely amazing. So, if Adrian can do it, you can do it, right? So Regan's got a
Win the lottery. Richard's saying in our ears about winning the lottery.
Richard, do you know the exact amount of the lottery? Because you've got to be precise on these things when you send it out to the universe.
20 years is saying 20 years.
Oh, maybe you need to do some more energy work.
We should probably answer some questions, shouldn't
we? Yes, Regan's got a very good question. So the best way to clear blockages and how do you know which chakras are blocked? So that's a really interesting one. Yeah.
It's kind of related. Yeah.
She said, "Do you know which chakras are blocked?" So
yeah.
So
calm down, Adrian. Calm down.
Yeah. All right.
I need some grounding.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Right. So some grounding, right? That's exactly an example of knowing when you know which chakra to work on. If you're feeling certain things in your body, in your energy, you might work on your root chakra. So for me, my nails tend to break randomly when I need some more grounding. Also, like my feet feel really fizzy, and and there are or sometimes my hips will feel quite painful, and you will get to know your own in your own body what chakras blocked and the best way to unblock it for you. However, you can use mindful meditation to tap into where those chakras are blocked in your body, and you can notice it by aches, pains, different sensations in different areas of your body, and then relating that to where the chakras are in relation to your physical body. So another thing I was talking to another Reiki master about last night was about having a bit of a cold. So a cold tends to come about from a form of grief or loss, and I don't often get a cold, but I will most of the time always have a sniffle just after I've left Adrian. So we don't live together. He lives in Kent and I live in Surrey. And so when we've spent the weekend together, we've had a lovely time. The next day or so, I'll have just a little bit of a sniffle and I'll go, okay, well, that's just because I'm really missing Adrian. And then, time goes on and you get on with life, of course. So I think we all have our own telling signs, but there are, of course, different aspects and ways in which we can identify that. So meditation, mindful meditation is a great opportunity to do that. So Adrian will be helping us with that today. Reiki, of course, is another one where, a Reiki master or a Reiki practitioner can help you to realign and rebalance all of your chakras. And you can have a discussion around, what you feel is blocked and then, what has come up from that session afterwards. And also energy work, of course, which obviously, Adrian does as well. And again, it's largely about listening to your body, listening to and recognizing where the aches and pains, the stresses and strains are presenting themselves. Right. So you constantly got headaches and it's from stress, carrying everything in your shoulders. Absolutely. So yeah. Yeah. I can relate actually. And I used to suffer a lot from migraines. For me, it's a lot hormonal actually. So although it's in the head, it can be related a lot with the sacral chakra, the feeling of self value, self-love. Um, when when particularly the new moon or the full moon cycles happen, a lot of people struggle with headaches, particularly those that are connected in a certain way with the universe, with the planets, and things like that. So I would, with headaches, I would look at, yes, where do you feel it comes from? Because for me, and I can really only speak for myself in this instance because it's theoretical, um, a lot of it comes from my sacral, from hormonal and emotional stress and strain. Um, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. So yeah, what about you, darling?
I think another factor to consider also is the left and the right side of the body, because that also has meaning and significance. So try and notice which side of your body might be out of balance. So does the left shoulder feel more out of balance than the right shoulder? Because that will also indicate from an emotional perspective if there are any tension or any stress that is related back to your parents. So I've got to make sure I get this right now. The left side is the feminine. Woo! And the right side is the masculine. It's because my memory is atrocious. I have no perception of time. I can never remember names. So trying to remember all these things, sometimes my brain just goes, bleh. So pay attention to that left-right side balance. If you feel that there is more strain on the left side, then it could be related to trauma that is related to the feminine, to your mother. It's also related to the moon as well, and the moon energy. So if the moon is under a particular influence of another celestial object, then that may also cause some imbalance on that side of the body. So obviously that's mirrored on the other side of the body, and so that would be related to your father and the sun and the masculine energy.
So fabulous. Thanks, Regan. That makes so much sense because you struggle in the self-worth department. Yeah. And you might find that it occurs more at particular times of the month when the full moon or the new moon are
Yeah.
in those phases. So, or the moon is in the full moon or new moon phases, shall we say. Um, so I'm glad that could help. So maybe, yeah, look at working on the sacral. And as Adrian said, it could be related to where certain celestial objects are based in your birth charts. And if you're not sure about that, you can always contact Adrian, have a chat to him about birth chart readings as well.
Mm.
Um,
you're in your birth chart. So we're never just one zodiac. We are a combination of zodiacs. So the
mm,
sun, the position of the sun. So
mm.
what is known as our sun zodiac is what's more common. But actually, you have your ascending sign as well, and your ascending sign, so each zodiac is ruled by a particular planet. So for me, for Capricorn, I'm ruled by Saturn. So if Saturn is under a particular influence of another planet, or it has an influence over another planet, then I can feel that energetically for sure. Whenever Saturn goes into retrograde as well, so that's a backward transition. So it really depends on what your rising sign is, your ascending sign. So it's the sign that is at the time of birth that is rising from above the horizon line, and what the planet is that's related to that zodiac. All right. So just that's something that we could certainly look into.
Absolutely. That's great, Regan. Yes, definitely reach out to Adrian for that.
Yeah.
And interestingly, you said two different things there.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was it?
It was the shoulder.
The right side of the head, the left shoulder.
Yeah.
So the shoulders, again, that's different. That's usually related, it relates into the heart, but also it relates to the pressure that you feel in life. So that could be that pain in your shoulder is related to your divine feminine, and that's where you're feeling the pain from your heart because you're not perhaps able to act fully in your divine feminine, with having that lack of self-worth. And then the right side of the head, as Adrian has said, is the masculine. Um, and so it could be related then also to the masculine energy or fatherly energy, um, that has maybe created that um, deep rooted issue. Anyway,
It's a great question.
yeah, it's a fantastic question. Really, we could probably talk about it all day and all night. But and also, if you want a Reiki session, to talk about that kind of thing more, reach out to me as well. Because often it'll just come up from your guides, from your energy, what is actually going on. This is just theoretical um, from a very basic perspective here. Um, Helen has a question. She's in a development group for mediumship. She does meditation, sitting in power. But sometimes we can overthink our connections. Okay. So that's an interesting concept, yes. So overthinking your connections. So when I connect with the Reiki guides, I ensure that I'm grounded in my own energy. I use crystals. Someone asked actually if we use crystals. We do use crystals. I use crystals to cleanse and protect the space I'm working in, and to help to ground my energy whilst connecting me with the purest light to the Reiki guides. Um, so the one thing that I do is ensure that I do my attitude of gratitude, um, and then afterwards, after I finish the session, again, attitude of gratitude and grounding myself, ensuring that my energy is my own. Is that sort of an answer to that question? I think it's knowing that what is meant to happen will happen during that session. What comes to you, don't question it, and don't and just allow it to be. I mean, some funny things come up with me because because a lot of the guides that come to work with me are animal spirits, and so sometimes I'm like, wait, hold on, what's this really? I have to ask them, what are you actually saying? What are you saying to me? And sometimes I'm like, afterwards, I'm not sure if I want to talk about this to this person because it sounds a bit strange. Like, why have I got that message from you? And then I will talk to the person afterwards, and they'll be like, "How did you know? What? Eh?" And I'm like, and they're like, "Yes," or they might get upset, they might cry, and then that, okay, is a confirmation that you must just trust what comes through. It may not make any sense to you, and I know how easy it is to overthink it. Um, but know that what comes through will be right for your client or your whoever you're working with.
Yeah, another great question. Thank you for asking that, Helen. I would just add one thing as well, also, to anybody that kind of experiences the overthinking, sometimes described as racing thoughts, especially during meditation, that actually that's normal. That's actually a good sign. And if you feel that that's a barrier to your meditation, the most important thing to do is actually just to accept it, just to let it go, just to let it happen, and just sit with it for a little bit longer, without going into the whole details of it. But it's a form of stress release. Your body and your mind are connected. So when you rest your body, your mind becomes active. And so that's why your mind starts to become more active. It's bubbling, it's fizzing. And the reason why it probably feels like that it's getting overwhelming is because the stress is being released from the body and it's going to the surface. So your body is releasing stress, and it's like a thread, like a thread of string. And when that thread of string stress is released and it goes to the surface, at the end of that thread is a thought. And the thought, the more stress you're releasing, the more threads go to the surface, the more thoughts you're having. So over time, just allow that, just allow that to happen. Be okay with that, because it is, the process is doing its thing, it's working, and you're releasing the stress from the body, and then eventually you'll get that clarity that you're looking for. So just
Mm.
go with it. Yeah.
Sarah, that's a very interesting question again, because certainly, again, my thoughts, my beliefs is that what we have within our energy body is reflected in our physical body.
Mm.
Um, so potentially it's the other way around. You've had an imbalanced chakra, perhaps your heart, um, which has affected your right shoulder in a physical way. Now, um, you might say, but it's a physical injury. Yes, but literally everything is energy and everything occurs, but through energy and through the lessons that we have to learn as well. I mean, what's your thoughts on this, Adrian?
Yeah, I think it goes back to what we're just saying about the connection between the mind and the body. I think you're absolutely right to say that even when we experience something like an injury to the physical body, there is a connection between the body and the chakra, and vice versa for sure. Um, and so it could be that you already had the blockage there, the injury occurred, but because the blockage hasn't been resolved, it's delaying the healing process. And so it's not kind of allowing the shoulder to recorrect itself, to relieve itself of the pain. Your body is still telling you that it still needs some work done. There's still
Mm,
something there that needs to be released. That's why we experience pain, because it's the body telling you, something here needs attention. You need to give this attention. Like, can you give this attention? Like, come on now, you need to give this attention, right?
yeah.
So this could also be the chakra telling you that as well. The chakra is blocked or overactive, even. It might not be blocked, but it might just be spinning completely out of control, excessively to a degree. So this is another way that it's kind of acute signals telling you something requires attention. So there's still something there that needs releasing.
You had you met an amazing person on your retreat in Ireland. Was it last year or the year before?
It was the year
A
before.
lady
Yeah.
who had fibromyalgia, right?
Multiple sclerosis.
Sorry, sorry,
No,
my
no,
bad.
it's okay. No,
You tell the story.
multiple sclerosis. She had it for her entire life. Oh gosh, got to be careful here. I think she's in her 50s. I'm sorry, Jan, if that's
Shh,
wrong.
don't say names.
Um, um, so um, multiple sclerosis for the majority of her life, started learning transcendental meditation in a very short space of time. Now, we do transcendental meditation, and we're advanced transcendental meditators. Um, and it's a very specific program, if you like. You follow a specific program to elevate your meditation practice. And you have to really do the advanced techniques about 3 to 4 months apart from each other. So there's 4 parts to the advanced technique before you can go on to the really super stuff, which is the city program. Well, um, she'd done, she practiced TM, went through the advanced technique in a very short space of time. I want to say 6 to 12 months. She came to the retreat. It wasn't last year, it was the year before in Ireland. And when she arrived, she had the walk-in frame to support her. And on the island. It's a very small island, but there's a little hill, and we'd go for a walk. We'd go for a walk on across the hill each day. Um, she joined us on the Monday. By the Wednesday, the walking frame was cast aside, and she was taking us. She was leading us up the hill. A complete transformation. This is a lady that had suffered with MS for all of her life, was pretty much living in isolation. And then I think it was also that year, it might have been, I think it was that year actually, Christmas that year, I had a message from her to say that she was in Israel, celebrating Christmas in Israel and jetting off all over the place. So the power of meditation, the power of energy work, it's profound.
Yeah.
If it can change and transform an individual like that, pain relief, stress release, all of this sort of thing, it is all just energy. That's all it is. It's just energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Adrian also has, I mean, on a much smaller scale, Adrian previously has had toothache, and and I've given him a very short Reiki treatment, and
Gone.
pain's just disappeared,
Yeah.
you know. So that is just instantaneous pain relief. Um, when I've had headaches, well, actually, when I had a headache with this new moon, the only thing that worked for me was Reiki. The only thing that relieved the pain was Reiki. Um, so, it definitely works. It definitely works. Energy work, energy healing, however you want to call it. And it's definitely worth having in your life for sure. So that's a question for you, really. Yeah.
Another great question there, Karen. Yeah. So Karen's saying, any advice about relaxing and when trying to meditate for healing my mind? The mind just wanders off and she can't concentrate properly. So goes back to what I was saying a moment ago about the connection between the mind and the body, intrinsically linked and connected. Imagine that your body and your mind are connected on a pulley system. So if you rest the body becomes rested, the mind becomes active, it rises to the surface. This is what happens when we sleep. So when we fall into a dream state, it's because your body has your body's turned off all the non-essential functions. It's gone around in the factory and it's just turned off all the non-essential functions, and that includes movement, includes muscle movement. So your body goes into paralysis. So you don't need to move when you're sleeping. All the essential systems are just kept on, but the non-essentials are just switched off. But the mind becomes active and it's processing information. So therefore, you dream. You might not dream every night, but the process and the function of sorting out information, what the brain's core function is to do that. That is what's happening during the night when you sleep. This is why sleep is so important. And the same thing is happening when we meditate, because when we close the eyes, we're telling the brain to switch off. We're telling the brain that we're getting prepared for sleep. This is why we close the eyes when we meditate, because it allows us to go inwards, to bring the awareness, to bring the focus inwards. And so your mind might already be quite active and it might already be sort of operating up on this surface level up here. It's just that because you're awake, you don't notice it. Or maybe you do notice it, but you're not overwhelmed by it. Or maybe you are overwhelmed by it and you do notice it, you have got an awareness to it. But because you've got the awareness to it, there is kind of an acceptance to that. Now, when you meditate, your awareness is going inwards, the body is resting, and the stress release is happening. So that's coming to the surface. Bubbling up with that is all these thoughts. And this is where your mind is starting to wander, and maybe you have a busy mind. Maybe you feel like that it's monkey mind as we describe it. So it's fleeting from one thought to another. It's like on a swing. It's going from one swing to another. And then all of a sudden you have another thought coming in and you've got loads of thoughts going all over the place. And it's just feels a bit crazy up there. It's all doing the same thing. It's all releasing stress. And if we can just, through meditation, accept that, just be still with that, let it happen, let it do its thing, because this is a good sign. It's a good sign that the stress is releasing. And if your mind is wandering, there's nothing to do. You don't need to do anything in meditating. Your body is doing everything that it needs to do in releasing. So be still and just let the process happen. And if you let it happen naturally and don't force anything, then the awareness will just naturally find its way downwards.
That's a fabulous question, Karen. So it's interesting that we've got some questions here about meditation. Um, People do often feel like, oh, I struggle with meditation. I can't turn off the thoughts, and Adrian's described it there perfectly. Um, but sometimes it's useful to have a mentor, like Adrian, to just assist you through that process, so that you can go on and meditate in a way that you feel is best. Because all meditation is great. All meditation is great, but it's important that you feel that within yourself. Um, so actually, that is something that Adrian can and does work with people one on one as well. So do feel free to reach out to Adrian for some one-to-one support on that. Um, when meditating, how do you stop that feeling that you're jumping out of your body? Um, okay. Again, it's what Adrian is saying is a lot of and everything actually that you experience during meditation is what is needed at that time. But potentially, if I'm feeling a little outside of my body and I want to meditate, if I'm feeling a bit up here and a bit like, oh, I've done lots of uh, spiritual work, I've done lots of Reiki, I've run loads of meditation groups, I've you know, and I know like my energy is like out here. It's like, and I want to bring that in back in and calm and my central nervous system down and stuff like that. And then I'll focus on grounding. Grounding is so important. Every day, and my Reiki master tells me, because I'm not the best at always doing this, but to ground into your own energy every morning and every evening. And um, when I meditate, if I'm feeling like this, like I'm outside of my body, and my energy is all over the place, I'll use crystals. I use some grounding crystals. I'll use what I'm drawn to, and maybe some black tourmaline, and maybe a bit of I love a little bit of red jasper as well for grounding and focus, or amethyst, because amethyst is a fantastic crystal to use during meditation for relaxation and focus as well.
Mm, mm. I'll just
Gosh,
add a couple
yeah.
of things just before we maybe take a break, and then we'll resume to lead the meditation. Just a couple of things, quick things on that previous question, the feeling, the sensation of jumping out of the body. First of all, when you describe jumping out of the body, are you describing the twitches? Are you like your knee is going, or your leg twitches, or your arm twitches, or you feel like there's these twitching sensations? Because if that's the case, again, stress release. It's the same thing. It's the same process that's happening. Your central nervous system is releasing stress. And so it could be a form of stress that is a significant form of stress that's being released. And so therefore you get a little bit of a muscle spasm. If it's the other kind of sensation where you feel like that you're coming out of your body, that's a different thing. This is an expansion. And this is an expansion of your consciousness. It's an expansion of your awareness. So our brains, for any, let's say, average typical human being, we only use about 5 to 10% capacity of our brain. And so when we meditate, one of the other benefits, one of the other rewards, if you like, of meditating, not only do we release stress, but we also increase the capacity of our brain. And that means that up here on that superficial level where all the stress happens, it has no bearing, it has no significance, it has no effect on us. And so what you could be experiencing is actually an expansion of that capacity, an expansion of your awareness. So it's not necessarily you're coming out of your body, although your body is interpreting that, it's your mind and it's your consciousness that's expanding, which is an awesome experience to feel. Another great question. Thank you. No, it's like my soul is jumping out. It's weird. My body doesn't move. Yeah. So that's what it sounds like. It sounds like that your awareness, your consciousness on a very deep fundamental level is expanding. So lots of things are going on, and I could explain all of that, but we don't have time. There's lots
Yeah,
of
we
things
really,
happening,
yeah.
but the depths of your consciousness, the blissful state is rising, and your capacity to cope with stress is also expanding, and the two are sort of happening at the same time. And this is what we experience as this out of body kind of what we describe as an out of body experience.
Okay.
Sure.
How exactly do you ground yourself? Carry on. Interesting question. Again, there are lots of ways in which to ground yourself. There are some very simple ways. So you can just go for a lovely walk in nature. You can take your socks and shoes off and go for a walk in the garden or on the
Or the beach.
beach. Adrian did that yesterday. Um, you can visualize a protection bubble around you and ground yourself into that as well. You can use crystals, a variety of crystals, usually black or brown or red, earthy colors. So you can have those on you, around you, in your workspace. Um, Breathing as well, just concentrating on your breathing is a very simple way to ground yourself. There's lots and lots of different ways in which you can ground yourself. But again, if that's something that you'd like to work on, you can reach out to either of us for some more information on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Thank you for your questions. These are fantastic. I hope that you're getting some answers there to help you. So I think we're going to take a quick break just for a couple of minutes or so. And then when we come back, I'll lead us through meditation.
Yes, so get ready with your blankets and your comfy things
Yeah.
and get ready for a delightful meditation led
Yeah.
by Adrian.
Go have your wheeze and all the rest of it. Get that out of the way now, right? Go get comfortable and we'll be back.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at sptv UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone, and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day, and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage, and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Being Spiritual with Ashley Robinson. The show starts from 8 p.m. tonight. Ashley offers his own insight to spiritualism and the philosophy behind it, along with answering your questions.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. So let's just get into a nice, comfortable position as we begin our meditation. And if you want to be seated, that's fine. If you want to lie down, that's absolutely fine, whichever is most comfortable for you. But just get yourself nice and comfortable. And when you're ready, just close the eyes, gently close the eyes. And all you really need to do from this point onwards is just listen to my voice and let me guide you through the process. So what I'd like you to do to begin with is just bring the awareness to the breath. And allow yourself to feel the breath coming into the body as you breathe in. And allowing yourself to experience the breath out. And just let your breathing cycle settle into its normal, familiar rhythm. And there's no judgment or critique at all, you're just simply letting it flow. And this flow is happening naturally. And it happens all of the time without you even realizing it. And the more this cycle repeats itself, just notice any tension that might be held within your body somewhere. And continue to breathe deeply, feeling yourself fall deeper into relaxation, and feel the tension drain away. It's emptying from your body. If your mind feels like that it wants to wander, then let it. Let the awareness be free to play for a bit. There's no forcing of anything, there's no straining, there's no trying, no control, no ego. In this quiet moment, there is only being. In this moment, I'd like you to use your left hand and gently place that onto your belly. So find where your belly button is and just lightly and gently place the hand on that part of your body. Connect. Just allow yourself to establish a connection. Imagine that there's a balloon on the inside of your belly, and as you breathe in, your breath is inflating it, and you're not forcing it. It's just natural, it's easy, it's effortless. And you're breathing in and you feel your belly inflate. And as you exhale, you release slowly. And again, allow the sensation of tension leaving the body as you exhale. Breathe in, feeling the belly inflate, maybe a little more this time. And release, and as you do so, allowing the sensation of releasing more stress from the body. Breathe in a bit more deeply. And as you do so, slow the breath down and really feel the belly inflate. You're focusing on breathing in just to the belly space. No forcing. It should not feel strenuous or stressful or strained in any way. It's natural, it's effortless, and it's easy. And just repeat this cycle a few more times. And now, using your right hand, just gently place that on your chest, in the center of your chest, where your heart chakra space is. And this time, as you breathe into the belly, just allow the breath to extend into the belly space, but then up into the chest. So your belly fills, and then your chest. And then exhale from the chest and from the belly. In through the belly, inflate, extend up into the chest. Exhale from the chest, and then from the belly. And with each cycle of filling the body with fresh energy, you're allowing expansion, and then on the exhale, you're finding just a little bit more stress being released. Making sure that it's not strenuous, it's not forced, just keeping it natural. And allowing the connection to remain with both the lower portion of your torso and the heart space. And in this settled space, we'll release the hands and just bring your hands back to a nice comfortable position, either down by your sides or on your lap, wherever is most comfortable. And just allow the breath to settle back into its regular rhythm. Again, we're just observing, just allowing the familiar pace and quality of the breath, just noticing how it feels now. Cool, refreshing air on the in-breath. The release of warm, stagnant energy on the exhale. And we can observe the four parts of the breath. So the inhale on the breath in, a pause before the breath out, and then a second final pause before we breathe in. And each single part of the breath is unique and it's different. And it's also unique for each and every cycle. And each and every cycle is unique and different. So our breath is very vibrant. It teaches us that not only is life a continuing ebbing and flowing rhythm, but we each are also unique and authentic and valuable. And having awareness of this breathing cycle just allows the attention to draw even further inwards. We notice things that are within us that we wouldn't otherwise have noticed. We discover that our minds, our bodies, and even our emotions are communicating with us in some way, and giving us subtle clues as to how we feel and what we're thinking and what might need attention. Being present in the self lets us practice observing without judgment, to just simply witness whatever is happening within. And we do so without critique or judgment. And the more we be present with ourselves, the more we appreciate the value of being still in this moment. And finally, we learn to be patient. And all of this leads to greater acceptance, gratitude, and compassion. This time is yours. So appreciate it, value it, respect it, and enjoy it. Just gently bring your awareness now to the mind. And we're just observing what's going on in the head in this still moment. What's the quality of the mind like? Is it racing? Is it darting from one thought to another? Are there any resistances, negative thoughts, doubts, or signs of fortune telling? These are all subtle clues as to the types of resistances that we might be having on an intellectual and psychological level. Or maybe the mind is still, it's peaceful and quiet, maybe even slightly empty. Maybe you're having no thoughts at all. Maybe you no longer hear my voice and you're being divinely guided. In whatever condition your mind is in, we accept it for what it is. So thank your thoughts for showing you the quality of your mind. Allow those thoughts to pass through you like the passing of waves on a shore. And because the mind and the body are intrinsically linked, we can shift the awareness gently to the physical body. And again, we observe without judgment the physical feelings and sensations that may surface within us. Is there any pain? Do you notice any discomfort? Any heat or niggling sensations? Do you have the urge to shift and wriggle or scratch an annoying itch? Or do you feel a soft suppleness, a warm comfort like a blanket? And again, we just accept these sensations with loving kindness. Let's take a moment to thank those sensations in the body for showing you the quality of your physical form. And again, we allow them to pass through like the waves on the shore. Just shift the awareness for a third and final time. And this time, shift the awareness to the outside of the body, into your surrounding environment. And using the power of your mind, visualize the confines of your room. Picture the walls and the furniture. Just feel its energy and ambience. And just feel yourself sitting here in this space in pure presence. Just allow any noises or disturbances to happen. Any passing cars, animals, any vibrant noises that you may hear. We don't mind the gross, we don't mind the disruption. We just allow the noise to happen. We accept it for it is. And just picture everything happening naturally in complete unison and synchronicity. The outside world will still be there when you return. There's no need to rush off out of this state into that. The world is still a part of you, and you are still a part of it. But we just accept this place, this right here and this right now, and we accept it with openness and stillness. And we're thankful for the world and everything and everyone in it. So just take a moment to be grateful for yourself, and to be grateful for creating this space for yourself, for turning up, for doing the work, and taking whatever lessons you need to take away. Realize that the lessons that we've learned today within can play a big part in how we express ourselves and go about our daily lives, and even contribute to the big wide world outside and beyond. We've learned to be more patient with ourselves and therefore with others. We can learn to be more patient with ourselves through acceptance. We can learn to let go of things more easily. So stress and triggers that might upset us, we can just let it all go. It has no hold over us. And by being more grateful, we find it easier to be forgiving, and we become more compassionate and empathetic, more understanding and humble, peaceful and content. So now we'll slowly come out of meditation. We'll take a few moments to slow the process down as we bring ourselves back to the here and now, back to the presence, keeping the eyes closed for just a few more moments. There's no need to rush out of meditation at all. Just gently bring the awareness back into the body, back into your room. Feel your physical body in the chair or on the bed. Gently bringing the awareness back into this open space. And in your own time, take your time about this. There's no need to rush, but in your own time, just slowly blink open the eyes. Just take a couple of moments to do that. Namaste.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a beautiful, beautiful moment of stillness.
I think it's something that we can all benefit from time to time. Just allowing the moment just to be still for a little bit.
Barely noticed the time passed.
The power of meditation. No time
Indeed.
and space exists.
Indeed.
Yep. Right, my audio's gone quiet apparently, so I'm not sure what's happening. How's that? Is that better? Okay. Hopefully you can all still hear me and heard the meditation. Maybe I just sent you off to sleep, you know, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I won't be offended if that happened at all. You know, sometimes that is actually the best form of meditation, is when you drift off and then you suddenly wake up and like, oh, where was I for a moment? I've come back from somewhere. Oh, brilliant. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you all of you for your comments. Myra from Maryland. Lovely. That was a trip, Sarah, was it? Oh, you're crying. Oh, you've got a bit of a release there, have you? You connected with it. Oh, no problem, Nicola. Yeah, do listen back again. Come back to it and replay it if you need to. Oh, thank you, Tony. Yeah. And Izzy, can you have my meditation on Spotify? Yeah, we're not on Spotify at the moment. However, we do have meditations. We have recordings on Insight Timer. We also have recordings on our website as well. We've got a meditation download library. So yeah, feel free to check that out as well. Okay, Richard. It's Richard's end. As long as you could all hear me, that's the main thing. Yeah, great. Awesome. Well, I think I've zenned everybody out now. I think I've zenned myself out as well.
Wasn't it just Christine? It was really good. It was really good. And Tony as well. Thank you. Yeah. So as Adrian said, we do have a selection of meditations available on our website. I'm not sure if that's on the screen somewhere. We have a few on Insight Timer as well. That one itself is not there yet.
No, that's true.
We have a number of meditations in our library that have yet to make it through production.
We've got so many, don't we?
Yeah. And we do new ones all the time as well, for our own groups and for our corporate clients as well. So yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. We'll get more and more on online available for you all. And when you sign up, actually, here's an interesting thing. So you love listening to Adrian's voice and meditation. So when you sign up to our newsletter, when you subscribe to our newsletter, you will receive a gift from us of not only one meditation, but two meditations by the lovely Adrian. So you get to listen to his dulcet tones for two meditations, and they're very, very beautiful meditations. In fact, one of them I'm going to be guiding my group through in just a few moments as well. So
you're going to use that, are you?
yes, I'm using the second one this week because I had the first one last week.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
So yeah, so you've got lots of options there for sure. So it's, yeah, I don't really have time to stick around for any card pulls myself. So I don't know if you're going to do that, Adrian.
I can stick around for a few more minutes to do some card pulls. Yeah, some card readings. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
For anybody that might need them or want them. Yeah.
Yeah, so Richard, if you're okay, I'm going to have to shoot off because I have to get to my meditation group. So everyone have a lovely few weeks. We're not here in 2 weeks' time. We have something else, just in case you weren't aware. But yeah, so we'll see you again in a few weeks. But yeah, do feel free to get in touch and I will see you soon. All right, love and light from me.
See you later on, darling. Might be a good time to just take a quick break for a couple of minutes as well then. I'm on my own now. Jay's gone. She's disappeared. I'm holding the fort single-handedly now. Yeah, so if anybody would like some card readings at all, happy to do so. I can stick around for a little longer for you. If it's okay, Richard, just to take a quick break for a couple of minutes, is that all right? Yeah, just for a couple of minutes, just because I need to go and actually get the cards. So we'll take a couple of seconds for a quick break. So grab another cup of tea and we'll do some card readings to end off with.
Help Spiritual Psychics TV grow our TikTok channel. Connect with us at SPTV UK. We're on a journey to reach our next milestone and we need your help. Follow us today and support us going live. Imagine getting personalised readings, discovering your card of the day and so much more. Don't miss out on the opportunity to explore new adventures with us. Follow, engage and transform. Join our growing community at Spiritual Psychics TV with @SPTV UK on TikTok.
Introducing the SPTV app, your digital spiritual guide for an enlightening journey like no other. Immerse yourself in a world of audio and visual content crafted to inspire, educate, and entertain. Seek guidance with our card of the day, choosing up to 6 cards for personal insights. Enhance your daily life with our wellness section, featuring nutritious recipes, affirmations, and balanced living tips. Explore our spiritualism section for a deep understanding of the religion, its principles, and spiritual answers. Unravel the secrets of the clairs and broaden your spiritual horizon. Easily find local readers, therapists, centers, or churches with our comprehensive directory. Stay connected with live broadcasts, check our schedule, and get to know our insightful presenters. Delve into the meanings of angel numbers, crystals, and a comprehensive list of divination meanings. All of this and more, available for free on the SPTV app. Download now at sptv.uk/app and start your journey with your digital spiritual guide.
Welcome back, everybody. So just a quick break. Hope that was enough time for you to grab a hot drink. I'm a little bit out of breath, actually, because I just ran back up the stairs. So I've got 2 decks here. So we've got Angel Oracle cards as one option. And we've got a chakra deck as well. So let me know in the comments what deck you'd like. With the chakra cards, the way I normally do the readings for those is I pull 3 cards. So I pull the first card, which is a problem area. Second card is your blockage and barrier. And the third card gives you insight into the potential solution. Okay. So What do we got? Mandy. So you'd like an angel card. Awesome. Okay, so just close the eyes, go inwards, take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And universe, show me what Mandy needs to know today. What's the message that Mandy needs to know today? I just bought a couple of cards recently, so we'll give those cards a go at some time as well. So here we go. The card that we've got here is release and surrender. Release and surrender. I'll read the message to you. So it says here that we shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release the challenges that you've held tightly, gripped within your hands. Open your hands, your arms, and your heart to our love and assistance. Oh, that's a really beautiful card, actually. That's lovely. Does that resonate with you? Is there something going on in your life at the moment where you feel like that you're holding tightly onto? That maybe now is the time to release the grip, loosen the grip, to surrender to the power? Maybe you've not been feeling like that you've been divinely guided recently. So maybe this is a time to allow yourself to surrender to that guidance and release whatever resistances and blockages may be getting in the way of your manifestation at this point. You're very welcome, Mandy. Perfect, spot on. Yeah, great. So may that help you for the week coming ahead. So who else have we got? So Karen Weller. I only have this day to remove my block. Please, can you help? Chakra, please. I'd be so grateful. Okay. All right, Karen, let's see what we can do for you. So if you close your eyes for me, take a deep breath in. The cards are already flying out for you, Karen. So I'm pulling 3 cards. Got the first 2. Just finding the third one for you. What is the solution that Karen needs? Here we go. Okay, interesting. So here we have the problem area. So we've got impatience. Impatience. And this is a blue card, so it's your throat chakra. Okay. And the blockage or the resistance for you is acceptance. Maybe there's a lack of acceptance. And this is a red card, so it's your root chakra. So it's that foundation, that trusting, letting be. And the solution for you is impartiality. Impartiality. And that's a crown chakra. So, do those cards mean anything to you? Does that resonate with you? So we got impatience as the problem area, acceptance is the blockage, the resistance, and impartiality is the solution. So I'm feeling that maybe there's been some impatience recently. Maybe you've been wanting things to happen and they're not happening as quickly as you want them to. And that's bringing in a sense of a sense of impatience. So, okay, so Karen's saying that was the previous message. Okay, right. So trying to write an essay for a course. I've been trying to do this for hours and hours, days and days. Can't seem to get it work. Can spirit help? I'm feeling quite unwell with it all. Okay, bless you. Right, well, it's quite interesting that it's related to the writing of the essay, because the impartiality, which is about communication, because it's the throat chakra, so it's about the expression of the self. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily mean coming from your throat. It means expression. It's referring to expression. And if you're struggling at the moment with expressing yourself through your writing, that can sometimes bring on a sense of impatience. That why am I not getting this? Why am I not being able to put the words on the paper? And inevitably, that brings up all of these kinds of emotions. So in that process, acceptance is not happening. Acceptance becomes the block. Because rather than letting the process flow and being open to creativity, being open to being divinely guided, when we feel impatience, then we become resistant to openness, to acceptance, and to allowing things to just naturally flow. A negative emotion like impatience, guilt, shame, fear, anger, all these kinds of emotions, from an energetic perspective, they have a low vibration. They give off a low frequency. And low frequency emotions keep us suppressed. They cocoon us. They keep us trapped into this state. And so it's very difficult to, or one may perceive the situation to be quite difficult to break out of that cycle. And this is really what it's saying. That's what you're experiencing, is that your acceptance is not flowing. It's just not there at the moment. So the impartiality part, this is really interesting, because impartiality is similar to balance. It's very similar to balance and remaining neutral. Now, when we think about the chakras, when a chakra is balanced, it's neither acting excessively, so it's not operating beyond its limits. It's not it's operating beyond the limits, but it's not operating at normal function, at normal levels. It's not openly flowing. And when a chakra is blocked, nothing is flowing at all. So an excessive chakra is too much is flowing through. It's too much flowing through. And so therefore, if it's the throat chakra that's operating excessively, then you might find that an individual is very talkative, very, very expressive, that they interrupt other people and always want to get their points across. Whereas somebody that has a blocked throat chakra is very timid and very quiet, very reserved. So impartiality is allowing the balance to come in to the root chakra. This is the foundation. This is what Jay was saying about earlier on. When we have a balanced root chakra, then we tend to feel grounded. We feel secure. There's stability. Our lower portion of our torso feels comfortable. There's no pain in the legs, the feet, the ankles, the hips, the lower back. So if you have pain or discomfort in any of those areas, then it could signify that that's where your blockage is. And so if you work on releasing the blockages that's in the root chakra, what you'll find then is that it'll be easier for you to be accepting, to let go, And therefore, then you can find impartiality and find balance in things. And so don't allow impatience to creep in because the creativity is just not flowing for you. You just accept it. You allow it. Okay, so today I'm struggling, or today the words are not coming to me. Let's be careful of the language that we use. Today, I'm going to be okay with whatever happens. If the words flow, the words flow. But if they don't flow, then that's okay as well. And so there is a harmony, there is a balance. You're accepting the process. So try and get some grounding in. The walks in nature, barefoot in nature is best. If you've got a beach nearby, go and walk along the beach. If you've got a wooded area or a garden or anything like that, go bare feet. The earth is resonating. The earth gives off a resonance. And when we wear shoes, we disconnect ourselves from the circuit, if you like, from the connection. And when you walk barefoot in nature, you are now part of that energy that the earth gives off. And so this is what is known as grounding. You're grounding yourself to the earth. And so the best way to get that grounding is going for walks in nature, or red or black crystals, as Jay was talking about earlier on. So a red jasper crystal, black tourmaline is a good crystal, black onyx, any of those kinds of crystals, which will help with balancing your root chakra. So does that help? I hope that helps for you. Do let me know in the comments. All right, so who else do we have? Shez, like a chakra as well. Fantastic. All right, Shez. So just close your eyes. Just take a deep breath in. What does Shez need to know today? Let's find out. Oh, I nearly had a whole bunch then jump out for me, Shez. Right, popping out of the deck. Oh, there we go. That's the second one. So I've got the problem area. Here we go. There's the third. Okay, Karen, no worries. Thank you. Okay, right. So problem area is bittersweet, another throat chakra card. Lots of throat chakras at the moment. Expression. One of my favorite cards. So here we've got a yellow card. And this is the solar plexus. This is abundance. Abundance. So that's your blockage, your resistance is abundance. And the solution, I'm interested to know what your thought is on this one. Is workaholic. Now, what do you make of those three cards? You've got two throat chakra cards there. So bittersweet being the area that you need to work on. So that's the problem area, bittersweet. And interestingly, workaholic being the solution. So do you also feel like that you've not been able to communicate clearly enough recently? Maybe establishing connections with other people. The bittersweet card, as it's come out as the problem area here, what this is sort of suggesting, you give too much energy to your work. Right. Okay. So this is about and less to yourself. Right. The bittersweet is it's kind of You know, when you have a particular outcome to a situation, and maybe there was a degree of, there was a certain emotion or a certain perception to that at the time. Maybe disbelief, maybe you didn't quite believe it. Maybe you felt that you didn't deserve that outcome. Or maybe you didn't want that outcome. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's something that you didn't actually really want. But the bittersweet aspect is that's what you got. That's the outcome that happened. Didn't really want it, but that's what happened anyway. That's what the outcome was. That's what it led to. Now, it's interesting. You've been giving yourself a lot to work and less to yourself. So the solution is plain and obvious for you. The solution is staring you right in the face to get the work-life balance sorted. Here we've got balance again. That if you're spending and you're aware that you're spending too much time in the work mode, then allowing yourself to step away from that and being more present for yourself, then you'll find that you'll have an abundant supply of whatever it is that you're looking for: wealth, money, opportunities, balance, the work-life balance, if that's what you're thriving for. And it won't happen with this bittersweet tinge to it. So it won't feel unpleasant or like, oh, yeah, that's not what I wanted, but it's what I received. Well, actually, the opposite will happen. Maybe it is what you need. Maybe it's what the universe is trying to guide you down, the path that it's trying to guide you down. And so therefore, actually, it's bittersweet because that's the solution that you actually need at that time. Might not be what you want. There is a difference between what we want in life and what we actually need. And so actually, that might be the universe's way of saying, look, you know, if you get the balance right, you get the work-life balance right, even though this thing here, and it's related to work, this opportunity here might not necessarily feel comfortable, or it might not be necessarily what you want. It's what you need. So you was promoted, then got sick, and now you're struggling to work. Okay, so the going sick is the body's way of telling you to stop and slow down. It's saying you're putting too much effort into the work and not enough time and investment into the self. So therefore, the body is taking over and it's going, can't cope with this anymore. We're going to put a stop to this. So there's the bittersweet part to it. There's the bittersweet part. Yep. You might not feel like that you really deserve to be being sick. So it's not to say that, you know, that you deserve to go sick, but there is a bittersweet aspect to this because the more you exert yourself and overexert yourself, then the more chance there will be that eventually something's going to step in and go, no, this is not good. This is not healthy for you at all. So therefore, it's giving you the opportunity to stop, to slow down, and to just focus on yourself for a moment. And that may be why you're struggling with work, because actually you're directing your effort towards work and not to the self. If you just shift the focus to the self for a little bit and give yourself the attention, then everything else will happen freely and flow fluidly, abundantly. Yeah. That resonates with you. Great. Great. So yeah, it's telling you what you're already probably aware of and know, to get the balance in, to slow down and spend more time with the self. There's a great analogy. Jay uses it all of the time, and I love the analogy, is it's the airline, it's the aircraft safety demonstration that they give before takeoff. And part of the demonstration is you must fit your own mask before you fit others. What a fantastic analogy that is. How can you take care of others? How can you give more freely of yourself if you don't take care of the self, if you don't look after the self? And it sounds counterintuitive because we all need to work. We all need to earn money. And we want to put more effort into the money, into the wealth. You know, we want to sustain ourselves. Yeah, sure. But that's the effort, that's the action. And you need to balance that with the rest, and need to balance that with a bit of focus on the self. And then if you do that, your output will just flow naturally and effortlessly. Okay. So thank you, Shez. Maybe time just for a couple more, see who else we've got. Yep. Thank you, Shez. Okay, we got another chakra one. Okay, Bev, no worries. All right, the chakra ones are definitely popular today. All right, Bev, so just close the eyes, take a breath in. What does Bev need to know today? So show me a... Oh, they're jumping all over the place. No, I don't want half the deck, thank you. I need a problem area, blockage, and a solution, please. Keep the focus inwards, Bev. Oh, there we go. There's the first card. Second card. So we now need a solution, please. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. So the first card is another yellow card. So it's solar plexus, and we've got miracle. So this is your area to focus on. Miracle. Another solar plexus card. Joy. Joy. And our third card, which is the solution, which is a sacral card, is passion. So you got two solar plexus cards and a sacral card. So any difficulties around the tummy area, digestion, the stomach area, anything like that at all that you're experiencing? So miracle is having the belief and the faith that miracles do happen. And that you're being divinely guided. And it's believing that you're well provided for. So have you been questioning that at all recently? Maybe not necessarily the faith or the belief in the divine, but trusting that the universe does has your back, trusting that miracles do happen. So maybe you've been overthinking a little bit, spending a lot of time in the head, and you're looking for a particular outcome or action. This is solar plexus card. It's all about action and taking positive action. So not having the belief that miracles happen has been preventing you from taking aligned action. But the blockage for you, because it's solar plexus, solar plexus region, is joy. So have you been enjoying something in your life? Is there a lack of enjoyment, a lack of fulfillment there? And again, it's preventing you from taking action, to doing something, maybe because the joy hasn't been there. Okay, so you're stressed, been feeling stressed, yeah, in the stomach area. Okay, so it's about finding more joy in your life, doing the things that you really get enjoyment out of, whatever that might be: painting, being creative, singing, dancing, spending time with friends and family, um, spending time in nature, whatever that might be for you, whatever joy means to you. You've not been getting enough of that, and that's the area that needs to be fulfilled. And that's really interesting, because passion is there. Passion is saying this is the key, this is the way to unlock that. And so in finding your passion, reconnecting with your passion, the thing that you really, really love, will be the gateway to joy, and therefore lead to your belief of miracles, and you'll start to see miracles happening before you. How does that resonate with you, Bev? Does that make any sense at all? Stress, at the end of the day, every experience, every negative experience that you have in life manifests itself and is retained in the physiology as a form of, stress. At the end of the day, every negative experience that you have in life is retained in the physiology in some way as a form of stress. This is why we meditate. This is why we do energy work, because we're working on releasing that stress. And the more we go through that process of resting the body, resting the physiology, and releasing that stress, then the closer we will get to having a more fulfilled and sustained life. Just starting to enjoy myself now. Excellent. Dancing and walking in nature, I need more. There we go. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah. Spend more time in nature. If dancing is what gives you great joy, maybe look for a local dance group in your area and sign up. Just playing the music in the house, and turning the volume up and having a good boogie while you're cooking. Go for it. Do it. Embrace the inner child. Embrace the inner child. No problem, Bev. No problem at all. I'm glad that was of help. I think we've got time for just one more. So if we do have somebody else at all, let's see what we can do for them as well. Okay, so Sarah Weston. So another chakra one. Chakras are definitely popular. All right, so if you're still with us, Sarah, just close the eyes, take a deep breath. What does Sarah need to know? What's the blockage? What's the problem, the blockage, and the solution for Sarah, please? What does she need to know today? Okay. So we've got the problem area. Oh, we've got the blockage. She's here. Excellent. Glad to see you still with us, Sarah. Did you close your eyes and take the breath in? I can't remember if I asked you to do that. Here we go. Okay, so our final reading for the day. Okay. So we've got a root chakra card, and we've got perfection. Okay, so that's your problem area. Oh, Now we've got a sacral chakra card, and this is guilt. So this is your blockage. And our solution, which is a third eye card. I love this card. This is mysticism. Mysticism. So what's your take on that? Does that resonate with you? So perfection is the area to focus on. Guilt is the blockage, and mysticism is the solution. Okay, so I'm wondering if what we've got here is maybe an overactive root chakra. I'm wondering if that's what's happening here. So is there a need for finding perfection in everything? In the things that you do, in output, you did. Okay. So your output, your productivity. Do you find yourself doing something, but then, no, I'm not happy with that, and I'll do it again. Got to redo it again because this bit here wasn't how I wanted it to be. So scrap all of that, we'll start again. But there's a sense of guilt. And the guilt is the blockage. So are you feeling guilty? Is there something that you're feeling guilty about that is leading you to feel like that you've got to have everything perfect? So has there been something that has happened that has you've taken some accountability for, maybe a lot of accountability for, that's led to you feeling guilty, and so therefore maybe in a way of trying to, in an attempt to quell the guilt, is this need to pay attention to detail, to find imperfection. It's kind of overcompensating for making sure that you don't make the same mistake again. It might not have been a mistake that you made. It may have just been something that happened, but you just took on guilt as a result of that. And because there's so much guilt, you're now really worried about not making not repeating that cycle again. Now, mysticism, things happen. Whatever it is, things happen. And if we just open ourselves up and allow to the mystery of life, that it's okay that we don't have all of the answers. It's okay that are not perfect, because as human beings, we're perfectly imperfect anyway. So in allowing the third eye to open up and to appreciate the mystery of life more. Bit anal with the way that you work. Okay. I'm hearing Richard laugh in my ear, but only only because just your the expression there, that's all, not of the situation at all. So I'm feeling that there needs to be a bit more mystery allowed into life, and therefore not allowing the guilt to set in, and not feeling guilty about one's actions. And therefore you can let go of everything's got to be in its place, a place for everything and everything in a place. It's okay to maybe allow others to take control if that's part of the problem. And just allow them to have the reins, and whatever will be. Yeah. If it's organization, if it's the way that you organize and things like that, maybe it's just allowing a bit of flexibility, more flexibility into your planning and into the organization, and allowing just for things to be, having space within your organization. When we create space in things, then we allow the breath to flow, we allow things to flow, we allow energy to flow. We can't spend our lives with things going back to back, straight onto the next thing, straight onto the next thing, straight onto the next thing. There's no space for breathing. When are you going to comes back to the self again? When are you going to allow the time for the self? The only thing I can think guilt-wise is passing my relationships, failing feelings onto my kids. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's understandable. When we go through relationships, and particularly with separations, we carry a lot of that weight on us. But if we've got children involved, then sometimes, they can be affected by that as well. I don't know the circumstance, but again, it's about going with the flow and allowing the mystery of life to unfold, and in opening up to the unknown and allowing yourself just to accept the flow of life, then you'll find there won't be guilt, or not as much guilt as there was before, and it won't feel so heavy. And kids are pretty resilient with this sort of thing anyway. I've gone through similar myself, and my two, they're adults now. My daughter's 19, my son is 23. And I've gone through relationship separations with their mums as well, and they're pretty resilient. And I can relate to the guilt part, held on to a guilt myself with that. But, things happen for a reason, within divine timing. And the bond that you have with your children is a strong bond. You have a strong connection with our kids, and they're pretty resilient. So I hope that helps. May that help you for the week ahead. So I think we'll end off there for this week. Thank you so much for sticking with us and joining us today. I trust that you enjoyed the meditation. We'll be back again in 4 weeks, as Jay explained earlier on. So we're just taking a little break because we just got some other things happening at around that time. And I think it's Easter as well. Is that right? We've got Easter in a couple of weeks' time. So have a lovely Easter, all of you. It was lovely to connect with you. Thank you for holding the space for us today. So wherever you are in the world, whatever the time is for you, be happy and be safe, and we'll see you again real soon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sarah. No problem at all. See you soon.